So, you're a Florida homeowner, and you're dreaming of that perfect new screen enclosure. But you've probably got one huge question looming. How long is this whole thing gonna take? Well, today, we're gonna break down that entire journey and give you a crystal clear roadmap from that very first phone call all the way to the final sign-off. So, let's get right to it. The big question on everyone's mind. How long does this really take? Look, it's probably the #1 concern for homeowners. And honestly, understanding the timeline is the secret to a smooth, stress-free project. And why does knowing this matter so much? Because when you understand the process, you can actually plan your life around it. You can feel confident that everything is being done right and up to code. And maybe most importantly, you get to avoid all those frustrating, unexpected surprises down the road. We've broken this whole thing down into 5 distinct phases. Think of it as your project roadmap. We'll start with consultation, then move to engineering, tackle the permitting process, get to the exciting installation, and finish with the final inspection. Let's walk through each one. Okay, let's dive right into phase 1, consultation and decision. This is where it all kicks off, and the most important thing to know is that you are completely in the driver's seat for this part. So, how long does this phase take? Well, it can be as quick as a single day or maybe stretch out over a couple of weeks. What's cool about this stage is that the pace is set entirely by you. It moves exactly as fast as you're ready to. And it's a really straightforward process. First, an expert comes out for a free measurement to get the lay of the land. Next, you get a detailed quote with all your pricing and options laid out. And once you say, let's do it, and make that initial deposit, the project is officially a go. All right, so you've given the green light. How does your idea become a real, buildable plan? That brings us to phase 2, engineering and plans. This is where your vision really starts to take shape on paper. You're looking at about 3 weeks for this stage. It's a super important step that happens in the background, but it's what guarantees your new enclosure is safe, strong, and designed perfectly for your home. During these 3 weeks, a ton is happening behind the scenes. We're talking custom 3D sketches, detailed site plans, and, this is the big one, the structural engineering plans get finalized. This isn't just paperwork, folks. This is the critical step that ensures your enclosure is built to handle Florida's weather and meets all those strict safety and wind load codes. Okay, now we enter a phase that is absolutely critical, but it's also the one with the most, let's say, variability. We're talking about getting the official permit from your local city or county. And yeah, you're seeing that right. Anywhere from 5 days to 60 days. This, without a doubt, is the biggest wild card in the entire project timeline. We actually call this the quiet phase. Why? Because your contractor has submitted all the plans, and now you wait. The timeline is completely in the hands of the local building department. So while it feels quiet on your end, your application is going through several reviews for zoning, for structural integrity, and sometimes for environmental rules. The final approval time? It really just depends on how swamped the department is at that moment. But once that permit is approved, it is go time. This is the most exciting part. Phase 4 is the actual build, where you get to watch your screen enclosure come to life right before your eyes. Now, the installation itself can have 2 components. Every single project gets what we call vertical installation. That's the building of the aluminum structure. But some projects might also need foundation and site prep, and that's only if new concrete footers need to be poured first. And these pictures show you exactly what I mean. On the left, you see the crew preparing the groundwork for a new footer, and on the right, you see that aluminum frame going up. It's a really efficient process once it gets rolling. You know, it's pretty incredible how quickly this part moves. For a standard enclosure, the main installation is shockingly fast. We're talking just 3 to 5 days from when the materials show up to when that final screen gets rolled in. And that brings us to the home stretch, our last checkpoint, the final step that makes everything official. Phase 5, the final inspection. And you can breathe a sigh of relief because this is not another long wait. The final inspection gets scheduled pretty much immediately after the construction is done. It's the official finishing touch. So, the city or county inspector comes out, and their job is to double-check that the structure was built exactly according to those approved engineering plans we talked about earlier. They check for safety, make sure it meets all the codes, and once they give it the thumbs up, the permit is officially closed out. So, let's just recap the entire journey. The parts you're actively involved in, the consultation and the installation, are actually really quick. The behind-the-scenes engineering takes about 3 weeks, and then you've got that one wild card, the permitting phase. So, what are the big takeaways here? First, be prepared for that permitting time. It's the one step nobody can control. Second, remember that a more complex or custom project might add a little time to engineering and installation. And finally, and this is a big one, choosing an experienced partner is the absolute best way to make sure every other part of this process runs as smoothly as humanly possible. And that's where an experienced team really shines. You know, with over 15 years in the business, a company like Screen Factory Florida knows exactly how to navigate this process, guiding your projects seamlessly from that first quote all the way to that final past inspection. So now that you have the complete roadmap in hand, are you ready to start your own project journey with total confidence? If you want to schedule a free estimate and get your personal timeline started, you can contact Screen Factory Florida. We've put all their details right in the description below.